The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
This is Africa Diaspora Connect.
Join us as we take the journey from the motherland to America.
We share our experiences and learn from them.
Here is our host, Kibathi Gaturu.
What's going on, Ben? What's happening?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
Oh, smack, man. Listen, today I'm in full regalia, make-believe, linebacker mode today. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Fierce. So guess what we're doing today?
What are we doing today?
Oh, my God. We're going to talk about teachers.
Oh, boy. We're dropping some knowledge.
We're dropping some knowledge, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
Man, I was actually the product of two amazing teachers, believe it or not.
Really?
My dad and my mom, teachers back in the day. My mom stuck through it for almost 50 years.
Wow.
You know, the old man decided to do some of the stuff in social work. So, man, I mean, teaching is embedded in me like 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And then I had a crush on my nursery school teacher. Don't tell anyone about this, though.
Okay.
I swear to
Mum's
God.
the word.
I swear to God. She was white.
Wait, hold on. Your nursery school teacher in Kenya was a white woman?
Yeah.
And you had a thing for her?
I went to, it's called Jack and Jill. The state was called Jack and Jill Nursery School. And she was white. And I was going to marry her. I swear to God.
It's okay. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I had a crush on my third grade teacher, too.
Get out.
She was also white, just throwing it out there.
All right.
But
Yeah, go figure.
that had nothing to do with it. She was just a very pretty woman.
It's that thing, and I don't know what it is. But you know something, though? If you compare, like, a teacher and compare a similar profile, same number of years of experience and an education, they're underpaid by well over 20%. Do you know that?
I'm not surprised.
It's a profession that is so undervalued.
Yeah.
In of itself. It's the noblest of professions. I mean, imagine what they have to endure day in and night out. You know what I'm saying? And they're up close and personal with the future leadership of the world.
Yes.
Every waking moment. And yet, they're underpaid. And guess what happens? It's a swiveling door. A lot of guys just, we're taping right now. And so...
Looks like we need another teacher in here,
It's all good. It's all good.
It's fine.
It's all good. He's Patrick. He never went to school.
Oh.
So that's the whole thing about that.
Makes sense
But
now.
so like I'm saying, it's a vicious circle, and a lot of teachers have to have part-time jobs just to sustain themselves. But today I have the magnificent teacher coming up, man. I'm telling you, we're gonna love this show.
Fantastic.
Let's do this thing. All right. All right, I do have another favorite teacher of mine. We're just talking about teachers earlier, and I was telling Ben my journey. I'm a product of two amazing teachers, and that's how I turned out so dysfunctional, but it is what it is. One of my favorite teachers right here. We go back, God knows how long ago. I mean, we raised our kids together. My goodness, it's been a journey, and I'm so glad to have you. Amon, guys, 26 years as a public school in education. She has a bachelor's degree from Fitchburg State University in education, a master's in special ed from Framingham State University, behavior analyst from Fitchburg State University, currently at Grove Middle School, that's in Worcester, where she teaches mathematics. She's also a special education teacher, 8th grade, an amazing mother, and a lovely wife. Welcome to Studio 21, the home of the Africa Diaspora Connect. Karibu. Welcome, Miss Amon. Karibu. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, my goodness, you know, most of us, career-wise, we all went different ways. I think at least in Massachusetts, in my eyes, you were the first. I think you were the first who took that leap of faith. Walk us through that. Did you always know you wanted to be a teacher?
Right. I think this is to be a teacher. You can't pretend to be a teacher.
No.
You have to have it in you.
Very true.
I was a teacher in Kenya.
Okay.
And when I came to this school, it was kind of hard to go to the embassy and say to the American embassy, I want to go to America and study teaching. They all look at you like, and this was in the 90s.
Yes.
So that didn't sound right.
Okay.
So I had to fabricate and look for something that will get me to America. So I applied to come to America and do computer science.
Okay.
Because early in the 90s,
yeah,
computer science was the key thing. Everybody talked about computer science.
It still is.
So I got into it and I said, I'm coming to study computer science.
Okay.
And because I wasn't too bad in mathematics, I think they figured it's okay. She can do it. So I got here and started at Quincy College.
Okay.
But I completely changed. Immediately I changed to early childhood education.
Understood.
I did not go to a single class of computer science.
God bless you.
The dilemma was that I had a lot of Kenyans. As you know, Quincy College was the Kenya Polytechnic.
Yes, it was.
You know?
It was.
Yes.
It was. Yes.
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 So there was more Swahili spoken in that college, Sheng, I would say, than any other language, right? So I have these young people. I wasn't that young coming here. I have these young people, 18, 20, asking me, Anne, what do you study? And I would say, oh, I study psychology.
Okay.
Because I was like, if I say I'm studying early childhood education, I mean, early childhood education in Kenya, it's teaching nursery school.
Yes.
So telling a buruburu kid that I'm in Quincy, I came to America to study early childhood education, it would look like, are you okay?
Something wrong with you.
I kind of lied, in quotes, although I took a lot of psychology classes that I was taking I was taking psychology.
Yeah.
Yes. So I found my teaching classes to be interesting.
Understood.
My psychology, abnormal psychology, I found that to be very interesting.
All right.
And as you know, we didn't have a lot of money then. So we had to take a lot of classes so that we don't pay a lot of money. So by then, I took so many classes and I was done with Quincy in 3 semesters, graduated in 3 semesters.
Wow.
So immediately I went to Fitchburg, graduated with my education, and immediately I graduated from Fitchburg. I mean, you remember, Kibathi, you were in my graduation. You
of course, that day. I was there. Absolutely. And the funny thing, Ben, was I was enrolled in college before her, and she graduated before me. I'll never forget that. Oh my God. All right, sorry for another day. Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. So immediately I graduated from Fitchburg. I wanted to get a job. And for some reason, I got a job at Franciscan Hospital. They have a small special ed school.
Okay.
So I got a job there because there was a teacher who had gone on maternity leave.
Okay.
Oh, I was shocked. Whoa. I was working in nursing home, as everybody used to do that.
Yep.
And now here I am, boom. I'm now teaching at Franciscan Hospital in their own little school for 3 months. So I taught there right away. And then after the maternity leave, the lady came back. I got my first good job, full-time job, was at New England Center for Children. It's right here in Northborough. It works with kids with autism. And because I didn't know better, I didn't know anything about public school. I didn't have somebody to hold my hand
guide
and say
you
to me, to guide me. So I was guiding myself. So somebody said, there's a private school that's hiring. So I went there and I was hired, right away.
Yeah.
So that's why I started my job.
Wow.
And when I was there, that's when we were talking with colleagues. And of course, they are not minorities.
So true.
Almost everybody there was white.
Understood. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But we're talking with colleagues, and the colleagues are saying, the public school pays way better than private school.
What?
And of course, coming from Kenya, I'm saying to myself,
really?
No, in Kenya, private school pays better than public school.
Yeah.
And I'm arguing about it, and they're saying to me, no, there's nobody else who is richer than the government. Public school pays way more better.
Okay.
Way more, $10,000 more.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what?
Revelation. I didn't know that.
Yes, so I started looking for jobs out there,
Uh-huh.
and I applied. I wanted inner city because I knew as a minority I have a better shot of
Okay.
the inner city. So I was interviewed at Brockton. I went to Brockton.
Yeah, that is inner city.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I went to Dorchester.
Oh.
And then I went to Worcester.
That's not inner city, but it's okay. Only kidding. All right, I'm from Worcester. Okay.
The best in the city.
Okay.
The best in the city.
There we go.
So when I went to interview, and when I called and I said, I've been working, I'm going towards my master's in special education, and I would like to teach. The special ed department said, come over, come for an interview. Wow. So my minor in when I was taking classes in a bachelor's, I got education and I got special ed. So I had all that together.
Understood.
So when I went for the interview, they said, guess what? We're hiring you, but we don't know what you're going to teach.
Okay.
We don't even know what school you're going to teach, but you're hired.
We're going to figure out we'll figure out a curriculum. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, what? So I was talking to somebody else, and they said by then they were looking for minority teachers, people who are qualified and minority, because in Worcester they need them. So I was hired with no position.
On the spot.
Then I was told just on the spot. Anyway, it got better and I started. And that's why I've been teaching ever since, 26 years.
26 years. And you've paved the way for a lot of people. I know you have. You've paved this way for a lot of folks. So let's get into some areas here. Let's talk about, pre-COVID. What kind of challenges did you face in the city, public schools, as a teacher? What was it like? This is now way before COVID came. What was it like just immersing yourself in that field?
Before COVID, I mean, for the 26 years, it's teaching, I would say to me, it is of more benefit. It is more encouraging than challenges.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's fun for me to teach. I find it fun. I know people ask me, how do you teach inner city? How do you teach middle school or for the other grades? Yeah, middle school. In 8th grade. Mm-hmm. But I will say something. I always say to people, 8th grade, this is where the kids are developing from elementary to going to high school. Yeah. So they are changing. They are changing so fast.
Okay.
Their hormones are all over. Everything is changing. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you, I find it entertaining because it's like a movie. It's like watching a movie every day.
Your passion, I can tell from your passion. Like I would pay attention to you, and my attention span is like for a fly. I would pay attention to you all day. I can tell it. Yeah, yeah. So your challenges are negated by virtue of honestly what you get out of it.
What I get out of it. That doesn't mean we don't have challenges. The biggest, there are challenges there. And the challenges we have mostly is discipline. Yeah. Discipline is really hard. I always say I am of a big advantage teaching in a city because I will do the sister talk and the kids will listen.
Okay.
Or I will say, I'm calling your mom and I'll do a sister talk.
Okay,
and they'll be like, what?
Okay.
I have a big advantage, I would say, to teach in an inner city because kids tend to either look at me like somebody they know.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially the inner city kids. And again, there is nothing.
Touching on discipline, a good one here, actually. You taught in Kenya briefly, then you came to the States. When we were growing up, corporal punishment was the order of the day in school. I mean, we got some damage done to us. Was that bad? Do you think that was bad when we got the fimbo, or do you think we're too lenient now? What do you think as a teacher? And be honest.
I'll be honest because I taught in Kenya and I teach here. All I know is that the discipline we got, we were told why we got it.
Okay.
It wasn't done in a malicious way, in a way to harm you.
Okay, true.
It was discipline. There's a difference. It was discipline. It wasn't done for you to, you would not see a parent just come to you and just slap you for the sake of it. They even told you, I am going to. You are told. Even in school, I remember we were told, okay, you failed five.
My friend Louis Njoroge was slapped by Mr. Onyango in Standard 6. That slap, I heard that slap for 3 blocks down. I think he would beg to differ. But anyhow, I'll go with that.
But I would say
Yeah.
I am not for corporal punishment.
That's not your thing.
I am not for that.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because that does not teach a kid how to be an adult when they grow up.
Understood.
It teaches them power. Who has the power over who?
Okay. Understood. So let's talk. So in the city, a lot of minorities. Have you seen a difference between the kids who come here from Africa directly and immigrate with their parents to the States, or kids who were born up here? Is there a difference in function, in academia, in aptitude? Is anything of that nature? Have you noticed that?
Huge.
Which way?
It's huge. It is absolutely huge. One,
Mm-hmm.
kids who come from Africa,
Yeah.
from Kenya,
Uh-huh.
let's say they come here at 8th grade or 7th grade.
Uh-huh.
They are so academic oriented.
Mm.
Because you remember when you were growing up, we were drilled into academics.
100.
There is no other way.
There wasn't.
It's academics.
Uh-huh.
So when they come in here, they have that discipline of academics.
Yes.
As compared to the kids who were born here, who know you can get away. There is no standardized exam. You can get away with it.
Understood. Yeah.
But the problem that happens with kids who come here
Uh-huh.
is the parents don't have the awareness of what goes on in American system.
Mm.
One big problem that I have witnessed
Mm-hmm.
is kids coming from Kenya. This kid was going to St. Mary's in Nairobi,
Yeah.
comes to this country and can't speak English, the same dialect like the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So the teachers look at this kid like the kid has a problem with English. So they take them and put them in an ESL class,
Whoa.
English as a second language.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the kid has an articulation problem, it becomes a communication barrier, can't pronounce the words the way the Americans pronounce it.
It's like
So
it's like
the
big
kid
Big
is
Bogwa. I
diagnosed.
understand. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
They're diagnosed with ESL.
Yeah.
And once you're put in that class,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately,
Uh-huh.
you are going to be with kids who have never spoken a single word in English.
Uh-huh. Wow.
So I have witnessed this. I usually pop into those classes.
Uh-huh.
And I've gone there and I have found a Kamau.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you don't belong here.
Get out.
Come with me.
Come with me.
And
Uh-huh.
I will go with the kid to the principal and prove to the principal this kid is Kenyan and doesn't belong here.
Wow.
And they will be taken out. Or I will call the mother and explain to the mother, and the mother will say, I don't know. I don't know the system. I don't know the system. That is not the only problem.
Uh-huh.
Problem number 2,
Mhm.
a kid comes in and is so good in sciences. Kids are very good in science and math.
Yeah.
But when they come here, because they do not have the paperwork to show what level they were in,
Okay.
they are put in the lowest level.
Wow.
2 years ago, a kid came into my class and I looked at the kid and I said, you look Kenyan. I mean, I just said it to myself.
What? The forehead?
Then I-
Oh. What?
Yes,
Okay.
everything. I could tell.
Nose, okay.
You look Kenyan. You even look Kikuyu.
Oh
I
my
know
God.
I can see it. So I didn't even know the name of the kid.
Uh-huh.
And then I went and looked at the name of the kid. It was Kikuyu.
Uh-huh.
And I said, wow, welcome to my class.
Uh-huh.
The first question I had was, why did they put you in this lower group? That's the first question. I don't even know what the kid can do and what the kid can't do. But for me, I knew it doesn't belong here. So we started working on math.
Wow.
First of all, the handwriting was amazing. The kid was doing algebra in his head. Oh, I got angry. I got very angry. But I calmed my cool.
And this is
I
happening
kept
every day.
keep
This is
on-
happening over and over and over, and we don't know
Every
it.
day. Every day.
ADC, pay
Parents
attention.
have to
Wow.
be aware.
Wow.
Parents have to be aware.
But they're busy. We're
So,
busy working doubles. We're busy working
Yes,
doubles.
they have to be aware where their kids are placed.
Wow.
I'm telling you, this kid, I kept data for a whole week. Instead of giving the kid the lower mathematics, I was giving the kid the honors mathematics. But the other kids didn't know, but he could handle it. So I took that data to the guidance and I said, look here, this kid doesn't belong here. Put this kid in the honors. Do you have any evidence? Here you go. So that's how the kid got moved to a different class.
This is happening right in front of us every day, and we're not aware.
Yes, every day.
Wow,
Parents
thank you.
have to be aware. Where is my kid? Why are they suggesting that? Why are they telling me this? Find out. Ask people.
Parents who are
why.
listening, ADC
Because,
folks, this is very important information. Oh my goodness.
So a kid could be stuck in a class of English as a second language. I hate to say this. Can you imagine that the kids who just came from Iraq, kids who came from Puerto Rico, kids here who came from Syria, kids who came from somewhere else, right? They've never spoken a single word of English.
Okay.
And they're being taught this is called a phone.
Okay.
This is a spoon. I mean, can you imagine how much time the Kenyan kid is being wasted sitting there listening?
Are you serious?
I'm not
Are
kidding.
you serious?
This goes on.
Wow.
And they have to be very aware that their kids are not put in ESL classes at all.
So as a parent, how would I go about this? What do I need to do? I just came from Kenya with my family. What am I supposed to do? How do I address this? How do I know where my child is?
What you need to do is to say to yourself, how was my kid performing in school in Kenya?
Okay.
A student. You walk into that class and say, I have a very smart child.
You say that.
My child,
advocate.
I have. Oh, yeah. One thing the parents should know is you have the say over everybody. It doesn't matter whether it's the principal, it doesn't matter whether it's the superintendent, it doesn't matter. You have the say over your child.
Wow.
And you have to speak positively and strongly about your child. I have a very smart child here. My child was an A student where he came from.
This is good to
know. He might
know.
not be able to articulate English the way you guys do, but he's a very smart kid. I want my child to be placed in the highest level possible.
Wow. Guys, let's pay attention.
Highest
Advocate
level
for your children,
possible.
parents. Be on top of that. Be on top. Let's switch gears now. 26 years later, COVID. This right here. You tell your story, because I shiver. I mean, I'm so glad mine are older. Our kids are older. We don't have to. I can't imagine what I'll do. How folks? Can you tell us what's going on and I'm sure they appreciate you so much right now. I know parents. All of a sudden, you're everyone's saints. Tell us this transformation.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
It was. I'm using was because when we were told, don't come to school tomorrow, because it was like that. Tomorrow, no school.
Bang.
It was bad. It was bad. As a teacher, I didn't know where to start. I use a smart board to teach. I use a USB. My lessons are in a USB. We use books. And now we're told all I took home was my laptop. And that's it. So it was so bad that to a point that we were scared. The kids were scared. We spent almost 2 months not knowing what we are doing. All I did every day was to call my students, find out whether they are okay, whether they are eating, where to go pick up food, because some kids don't get lunch at home because they're used to getting it at school.
Yeah.
Whether their parents are okay, how they are feeling emotional every single day. That's how I spent my day. There was no Zoom in the beginning, so we couldn't do Zoom.
Wow.
There was no Google Meet. Google Meet came later.
Wow.
We didn't have cell phones other than my personal phone, but luckily the city gave us Google phones and we were able to use those. So it was so bad. We started teaching a little bit. We taught about self-esteem. Talk about that. Not even mathematics, self-esteem, how to deal with one another at home. It was bad. It was really bad. I felt it for my kids because the fact that some kids hate school, they like that that peer, community. They like it.
Yeah.
They don't like to be stuck at home.
No.
They don't. I was very worried about them, but I wasn't worried academically. I was worried about their welfare. How are they doing? You have to understand that we have these kids for 7 hours a day.
Every day, 35 hours a week.
Every day, 5 days a week. They go home, they get home at 4. Their parents come home at 5. So they see their parents 3 hours.
They see you for
and then they
7.
go to bed.
Yeah.
And they see at 7. So we get so much attached. I hate to see my 8th graders graduating every year. We get so attached to them. They are like your kids. And especially when you have kids, I look at those kids like my own kids.
Absolutely.
Because I tell them, I will teach you the way I want my kid to be taught.
Mm-hmm.
So not having them in front of me was very hard. Very hard. It's still hard, but it was very hard. Yes. Now, if I don't know about today. Today it's much better.
It's much better now.
Much better.
Yeah.
Way much better. Because I'm able to see their faces. I'm able to hear them. I'm able to crack a joke. They're able to crack a joke.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you're in bed. I don't care where you are, but at least I give some math and we do some formulas. And the other good thing is, guess what? I wasn't very good in computers.
Now you
Even
are.
as teachers, I'm good. I use 3 screens, 3 different screens to teach. I was able to download that smartboard that I was using. Now I have it on my computer. So I write on my computer. So it's getting better. It's getting better.
So let me ask you this now. Parents, what are you hearing from parents? What have you heard? How about parents coping? Do you know anything? What have you heard? How are they coping? How are they keeping the spirits?
The parents are not coping very well for one reason, and I feel it for them. If you're working, and you have kids at home from kindergarten all the way to middle school, it's not excuse me, it's not easy. It's not easy. So the older kids have to take care of the kindergarten kids because the parents have to go to work.
Exactly.
Parents who are working at home are also having a hard time because if you have a kindergarten kid, you have to sit with that kid. You have to sit with that kid right there.
Yep.
Now, the middle school kids, some of them are even worse. They log in, they go back to sleep. You can see the kid has logged in. You call the name, and they're not there. We text the parent, where is your child? Then the parent is going there, now has to go to the bedroom and wake the kid up. It's not easy for the parents. It is not easy at all. The parents don't know how to navigate the computer in order for these kids to submit their homework. The parents does not know how to check the homework. So I would advise parents, all those little things, checking the homework on the computer. Tell the kid, I want to know how to do that. You need to know so that you know where the kid is doing homework and where the kid is not doing homework. Because the problem is, and I send text messages to parents and I say, unfortunately, I sent a progress report to tell you that your child is failing. Then I don't hear back. Then 2 weeks before the quarter ends, the parent is asking me, how can my child make up all this work? Sometimes it's impossible to make up 2 months of work in a week.
It's not going to happen.
Sometimes you tell them to do the best they can. And we're very lenient. I'm very lenient when it comes to kids. I wish they would just come to class, we do the math, and then the homework will be a separate ball game. I mean, if you come to class and listen and do classwork, you're never failing my class because I want to see you. It's tough.
26 years in the business. I'm sure there's some who have come back and hugged you and doing great things. Give us a few success stories. 26 years. There's got to be some nuggets out there who are doing amazing things.
My biggest success stories is when my kids graduate from high school, not even middle school. When they graduate from high school, and then either they send an email to the principal, is Mrs. Amon still teaching in that school? I remember her telling us it's not math time, it is talk time.
There we go.
And I would give them life, guidance of how to live.
You are.
So those are the best moments. Or when I go to Worcester and I walk to a store and I see this big man, bearded man. He says, "Hey, Mrs. Amon." And I'm like, "Who are you?" You don't remember? You are my math teacher. You remember? That makes my day. That makes my day.
You are an amazing teacher. You're an amazing friend. You've been in my life through thick and thin, and I want to thank you for all you do and all you've done for us. Thank you so much. Keep doing you. Folks, Africa Diaspora Connects, we in the diaspora, we're teaching the Americans. It is an amazing feat. And I'm telling you this, that is the noblest of causes. For the folks like you, all the teachers out there, keep doing you. I dedicate this one once again to my favorite teacher, my mom, the best one. You met her, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They do an amazing thing and they raised us right. Guys, we're going to wind down. Thank you so much, Anne. Say hello to Wanamoshi for me and stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys, African Diaspora Connects, please be sure, like this episode, guys. Come on now. Subscription. We are 930 something. When are we getting to 1,000, folks? Come on now. I need your energy. This is an important thing. Let's pay attention to our kids. Subscription, comments, not 4, make it 40. We're doing something of relevance here, guys. So listen, that bell icon, ding dong. Please subscribe. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you ahead of time, guys. Let's teach to be taught. Let's hear to learn. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, folks. Thank you. Thank you, Annie. Thank you.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.